afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Day off for a lot of people.
That's right. A lot of people have the day off. It's a day of service, or it's just to have a day off from work, and it's a nice day to do that. I'll bet the ski hills and the sled hills are very crowded today.
Yeah, we'll get to the holiday in just a little bit, but first, topping the headlines today, testing is more readily available than it was last week, but everything is relative. Many people are aggravated with how long it takes to get their test results back.
Don't let the sun and relatively mild temperatures today fool you. There is some bitterly cold weather on the way. Meteorologist Dana Fulton is here to tell you when to bundle up and if we should expect some snow.
And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who would have been 93 this month, but on this day, we're seeing how his indelible legacy lives on. Let's take a look outside. As you mentioned, Susan, there's some skiers.
Yeah, that looks like the cross-country trails at Elver Park. Yeah. Busy today.
Enjoy tomorrow while it lasts. Sounds rather foreboding. Dana's in the backyard with the weather.
Yes. It's I like the ... there. It makes it does sound a little bit more dramatic for us. Now, it's not going to be that cold, but we do have alert days in the forecast by the end of the week because temperatures will drop quite a bit more. Right now, nice and sunny outside. It really feels like January. We're expecting the same really for Tuesday. Currently, temperatures close to 29 in Madison with our wind chill in the low 20s. Our Doppler track pretty quiet. We saw some light flurries that looked like north of Dane County on our Doppler track a little earlier, but overall the state and northern Illinois staying pretty quiet to start off the week. Again, the cold temperatures will settle in by the end of the week though, so we do have an alert day in the forecast for Thursday and Thursday night. Temperatures both Thursday morning and overnight yet again will drop well below zero with wind chills in that 10 to 25 below range. So we'll keep it a close eye on things for Thursday and to start off the morning on Friday. And as far as traffic is concerned right now, that sun really helping to get things cleaned up for us. So not too concerned about those slick spots this evening. East and westbound along the Beltline smooth, and downtown Madison no major delays for us as we look down into Rock County north and southbound on 39 and 90. Also pretty good. A lot of green there on the map. That's a good thing. From the Beltline to Janesville, 24 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Middleton to Sauk City and downtown to Sun Prairie, sitting about 17 minutes for us this evening. We'll take a closer look at your full 10-day though in just a few.
All right, Dana, we'll see you then. Thank you. Well, getting your COVID test results is testing people's patience in Dane County.
Many test sites are extending their anticipated turnaround times due to the sheer number of people looking to see if they have COVID.
Our Brad Hamilton spoke with several local sites today on how long you might have to wait to get your results. Brad?
Mark and Susan, right here actually at Fitchburg Family Pharmacy, they're saying there's an 80-hour wait right now to get your test results back. And then at Forward Pharmacy in McFarland, they're saying that's about a 3-day wait, so about around the same time. We actually got a chance to speak with a pharmacist at Forward Pharmacy, and he says that he believes this is all due to the Omicron case surge amount that we've really seen in Dane County. As a matter of fact, in Dane County, they recorded more than 1,500 new cases on Friday. Tony Pietrangelo says Forward Pharmacy is overwhelmed with testing appointments, busy from the time they open to the time they close every single day. Pietrangelo shared that they are getting plenty of calls with people frustrated with the wait time on their results.
Leads to a lot of patient frustration. We're getting a lot of calls. I think a lot of people think that the testing sites have something to do with the timeline when really we're just a middleman in the operation. We administer the test and then hand them off to a lab.
Pietrangelo is preaching patience right now as he says his staff is doing the best they can to keep up with the record high case numbers. And coming up at 5, we're actually going to speak with a woman who waited in this line for more than 2 hours today.
All right, Brad, thank you. President Biden returns to the White House this evening with some unfavorable poll numbers showing fewer Americans now think he's doing a good job handling the pandemic. A new CBS News poll shows the president's rating on handling the pandemic is down to the lowest point of his presidency, with just 36% of those surveyed say the COVID response is going well. Americans also pointed to confusing guidance from the CDC. Maryland Governor Larry Hogan is frustrated with the lag time on promises.
The president announced nearly a month ago, before Christmas, that he was going to distribute these 500 million rapid tests out across the country, and so far we haven't seen any.
The White House says it is unveiling its website on Wednesday for Americans to sign up for free at-home COVID tests. With Omicron seems to be receding in parts of the Northeast, health officials warn it could be weeks before new COVID infections peak nationally. It is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and voting rights activists are demanding action from Congress. A bill to reform the election process faces long odds in the nation's capital.
But as Skylar Henry reports, the president says the fight is far from over.
On this holiday marking his father's birthday, Martin Luther King III led a peace walk across Washington's Frederick Douglass Bridge. He called on Congress to pass stricter protections for voting rights.
If you can deliver an infrastructure bill for bridges, you can deliver voting rights for Americans. If you do not, there's no bridge in this nation that can hold the weight of that failure.
The bill would remove restrictions that Republicans say enhance election security. But with its passage in doubt, advocates say the nation is at a critical point.
We need to have protections at the polls and to make sure that we can get there safely.
The King family wants changes now, putting more pressure on Congress to pass sweeping voting rights reform to give more Americans access to the ballot and not allow Senate rules to stand in their way.
The unmitigated gall to hide behind cloture and the filibuster, two procedural hurdles. When black people turned the tide to get Joe Biden elected, it puts me beside myself.
Last Thursday, two moderate Senate Democrats, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, threw their support behind the legislation, but they do not approve of changing Senate rules in order for it to pass. Its failure would be a stinging blow to the president, who said it's not enough to praise Dr. King on this holiday. It's time for action.
We must commit to his unfinished work, to deliver jobs and justice, to protect the sacred right to vote.
The Senate plans to debate the voting rights bill on Tuesday, and the president says whatever happens, he'll continue the fight. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
And speaking from the White House, Vice President Kamala Harris said the freedom to vote is under assault, and she said it's time for the Senate to pass the voting rights bill. In honor of MLK Day, about a dozen Madison college students were doing service work this afternoon at Little John's Kitchen in Verona. Little John's is a community kitchen for transforming food excess into accessible, chef-quality meals for everyone, regardless of their means. The volunteers were busy sorting fruit and packaging up some lunches, but made time to talk to us about why they're volunteering today.
It's a way for me to be useful to my community, be an important person to the community, help my community grow in some other way by giving my time, making it useful.
If you would like to sign up to volunteer or to donate, stop by littlejohnskitchen.org.
Monroe police arrested two teens after they allegedly beat another teen last night. A group of 4 boys was seen beating another teen in the 2200 block of 10th Street just before 11 p.m. A person in the neighborhood reportedly broke up the incident and the boys ran away. Responding police found an injured 14-year-old boy at the scene. 1 block away, officers found and arrested 2 teen boys, a 16-year-old from Monroe and a 15-year-old from Broadhead. Police said multiple other suspects have been identified in the case. The incident remains under investigation.
US 151 southbound is back open outside of Sun Prairie near Bristol Street following a crash. The incident happened just after 10 o'clock this morning. Sun Prairie fire and police crews were sent to the scene. No injuries were reported. Officials say slippery conditions contributed to the crash. The left lane was closed for about 2 hours.
Police in the UK say they've arrested 2 teenagers in connection with the hostage situation at a Texas synagogue over the weekend. Officials say 44-year-old Malik Faisal Akram, a British citizen, was responsible for the standoff. For nearly 11 hours, law enforcement stood ready outside of Congregation Beth Israel Saturday. Inside, 4 hostages were held at gunpoint. Rabbi Charlie Citron Walker was one of the hostages.
We're still processing. It's been a lot. It's completely overwhelming. I heard a click, and it could have been anything, and it turned out that it was his gun.
Shortly after 5 p.m., Akron released one of the hostages. After 4 more hours of negotiations, the FBI's elite hostage rescue team was flown in. They moved in, and after a loud bang and the sound of gunshots, Akron was dead, and all 4 hostages were alive.
A global effort is underway to help the South Pacific nation of Tonga after a massive volcanic eruption hit the region this weekend. The explosion cut off communications, making it difficult to know how many people were affected. Satellites captured the initial eruption, which sent a shockwave across the Pacific, felt as far away as Alaska. The boom from the blast was heard more than 1,100 miles away in New Zealand.
That is a force of nature that is incredible. They heard the noise and people were running down the piers, banging on their boats, telling them to get out.
Tsunami waves crashed across the shore, sinking Grant Alexander's boat. The eruption triggered a tsunami that flooded Pacific coastlines from Japan to the U.S. Waves as high as 4 feet hit parts of California as authorities issued, but then eventually lifted, a tsunami alert for the West Coast. COVID is complicating international aid efforts as Tonga has strict quarantine rules to keep the virus from spreading.
It is game, set, and match to the Australian government in its battle with the world's #1 men's tennis player. The favorite to win the men's title at the Australian Open, Novak Djokovic, returned to his home country of Serbia today after losing a final appeal in court. Djokovic was deported after 11 days of legal wrangling and anger from his fellow Serbians. Djokovic ignored questions from journalists, flanked by his team as he left the country. The Australian government said it canceled his visa because Djokovic's presence could lead to an increase in anti-vaccination sentiment and even civil unrest.
Vaccine mandates definitely could be career-ending for sports people like Novak Djokovic if they stick to their guns and don't get vaccinated.
Just this morning, France said based on current rules, unvaccinated players will not be able to compete at the French Open in May. Most tennis players have been diplomatic about Djokovic's problems, but Rafael Nadal said yesterday, quote, "The Australian Open is much more important than any player." Well, there's more to come at 4. A trio of community leaders are being honored on this Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
We'll tell you who they are and find out why this day is so important in the community when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause status.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
What are you recommending for muscle pain? Based on clinical data, I recommend Salonpas.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Washington swamp. Ron Johnson's up to his neck in it. It's no surprise Johnson broke his promise to only serve 2 Senate terms as his net worth doubled in office. Johnson pushed for a new tax loophole for the wealthiest Americans, personally benefited from the tax break, and 2 of his biggest donors pocketed millions. Ron Johnson's deep in the swamp, out for himself, not us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Welcome back. A major winter storm is causing problems on the East Coast.
Thousands of flights have been canceled due to snow and freezing rain. As of this morning, airlines canceled nearly 1,300 flights across the country. That's on top of the more than 3,000 flights that were canceled nationwide yesterday. Charlotte, North Carolina was hit particularly hard. Delta, American, United, and Southwest have all announced that travelers impacted by the storm can rebook for free.
The Federal Aviation Administration has cleared some of the most popular aircraft to land where 5G signals are present. The agency specifically cleared 2 radar altimeters used in many Boeing and Airbus jets. It comes as cell phone carriers are about to launch 5G near airports in some markets on Wednesday. The FAA was so concerned that it could interfere with navigation devices, it previously banned 5G near 50 airports. The new findings clear airplanes including 737s, 747s, MD-10s and 11s, A310s, A350s, and many others to make low visibility landings where 5G is present. It applies to about 45% of the commercial U.S. aircraft fleet and clears about 48 of the 88 runways the FAA previously said would not be able to be used for such landings.
Well, the rich appear to be getting richer. According to a new report from Oxfam, the world's 10 richest men saw their collective wealth grow $1.3 billion during the pandemic. At the same time, the World Bank estimates more than 97 million people around the globe fell into extreme poverty. That's defined as living on less than $2 a day. Oxfam says those gains should be taxed and the money used to fund healthcare systems and fight climate change.
It was $1.3 billion a day that they made. It's incredible. Well, a trio of community leaders are being honored on this Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
Will Green, Vanessa McDowell, and Michael Johnson are this year's recipients of the City County Humanitarian Awards honoring Dr. King. Will Green is the founder of Mentoring Positives, a mentoring program working with youth in the Madison community. He is also the head coach of the girls varsity basketball team at Madison La Follette High School. Vanessa McDowell is the CEO of the YWCA of Madison. In 2017, she became the first black woman to be CEO in the organization's 112-year history. Congratulations to them. And the third recipient, as we mentioned, is Michael Johnson, the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County.
And Michael joins us this afternoon to talk about this prestigious honor. Thank you for being with us, and congratulations.
Congratulations, Michael. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. Good to see you all.
What does this honor mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot, you know, to be a recipient of this award is, I'm speechless. I'm thankful. I've tried to celebrate the values of Dr. King, not just today, but year round. We're trying to foster good deeds in our community, you know, every single day. So it means the world to me.
You are definitely walking the walk, Michael, in terms of good deeds in the community. Let's talk about some things you've been doing recently, including raising a lot of money to build a workforce center and to support thousands of school-age and college kids get through the pandemic and bring jobs to the community. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, this year, you know, we raised about $2 million to support kids who go to MMSD. Also, Verona, you know, high school, helping low-income kids and kids of color graduate from high school and go on to college. And a lot of people don't know this, but You look at the racial disparities in our state. One way to help lift young people out of poverty is to make sure they have a solid education. And then the second thing is for those kids who don't go to college, making sure that they're prepared for the workforce. And that's why we're raising $35 million to help kids learn how to become plumbers, carpenters, electricians. And I'm just really excited that we'll be doing this work. And when you look at the legacy of Dr. King, these were things that he advocated for back in the 60s.
How far civil rights have come since the doctor passed?
I mean, it's come some way, but it's still to be determined, right? You look at some of the racial disparities in our state alone, where you look at the health gap, you look at the education gap, you look at, home ownership gap. There's a lot of challenges that are still present this day. And I'm thankful to see that there's so many people of color starting to be in leadership positions, but we still have a long way to go.
And a lot of work to do. I understand you were able to give a couple of cars recently to some very deserving people. Tell us about that. That must have been an amazing experience.
Yes, I try to utilize my life. You try to utilize your life to make a difference in the lives of others. And this holiday season was very, very special. Hundreds of donors stepped up. We were able to give away 3 cars to single mothers that were working. One mother had 2 jobs, working in a restaurant, and to be able to pull her away from her job for a few minutes to gift her with a car was just a blessing. And then we were able to help a young family who had never owned a home. Only 26% of Black Wisconsinites own their own house, and our donors stepped up again to help a family purchase their own home. And Dr. King, talked about housing issues and talked about, unemployment and wages. And in fact, one of his last speeches he gave in Memphis was about that exact thing. And so doing things like that, I think, is honoring his legacy. And I've just tried to be a bridge builder in our community. And I believe Will and Vanessa have done the same. And I think that's why they're being honored as well.
And you secured literally hundreds of thousands of N95 masks to distribute to the community. How's that going?
It's going extremely well. I mean, actually, it's probably a little bit more than we took on a lot, right? So the first day, I think 1,100 cars showed up. The next day, 1,800 cars showed up. The following day, I think it was close to 4,000 or 5,000 cars in total that showed up, in our parking lot. But, kudos to Governor Evers and his team. He saw that we were trying to raise money to secure 200,000 N95 masks after teachers had reached out to us saying that they wanted to make sure that they were safe. And we want to make sure that kids are safe, that teachers are safe, and that child care workers are safe. So we now have about another 170,000 left. We're going to distribute those face masks to about 234 organizations this week. And it's going extremely, extremely well.
Well, congratulations, Michael, on everything you've accomplished and on your well-deserved humanitarian award this evening.
Hey, thank you all so much.
Great to see you, Michael. Thank you for your time, and to Vanessa and Will as well. The city and county will present the awards at the annual City-County Martin Luther King Jr. Observance tonight. The program runs from 6 to 7 p.m. You can watch it live on channel3000.com.
Well, still to come at 4, a strawberry the likes of which you've never tasted, and it's being grown in New York City. That story's coming up after Dana's First Warn forecast.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the smart and savvy. When it comes to saving money, the Marshalls are masterful. But back in the day, that was not the case. Today, savings is what drives them. That's why they chose Consumer Cellular.
You live and learn.
They get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Imagine talk, text, and data starting at $20 a month. Plus, AARP members get exclusive discounts. Switch to Consumer Cellular today and start saving.
Your eyes, beautiful on the outside, but if you have diabetes, there can be some not so pretty stuff going on inside.
It's true. With diabetic retinopathy, excess sugar can damage blood vessels, causing vision loss or even blindness. So remember this. Now is the time to get your eyes checked. Eye care is important to your long-term diabetes management. See a path forward with actions and treatments that may help your eyes and protect against vision loss. Visit nowic.com and take control of your sight.
Fixed. No charge.
Ah, that's my son. He always takes care of his mama.
Ooh, what's up with Granny's casserole?
It's for after your Uncle Joe's funeral. My brother didn't have a life insurance policy.
I hear there's a collection to help Aunt Adele.
Yeah, a funeral costs north of $9,000 these days. That's a hefty bill for family to pay if there's no life insurance check to help.
Wow. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Which reminds me, I've been meaning to tell you, I got that $9.95 plan from Colonial Penn. I'm on a fixed income, so price is important.
The life insurance on TV.
Just $9.95 a month to help you pay my funeral expenses. What about your family, son? You've got a wife and kids, and a grandson living with you now, too.
Maybe I should get the $9.95 plan, too. Thing is, this has been a rough year for my business, Ma. Money's tight. Still, for $9.95 a month, I don't have a good excuse, do I?
I'm Jonathan for Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. If you're age 50 to 85, just $9.95 a month buys whole life insurance with guaranteed acceptance. You cannot be turned down for any health reason. There are no health questions. Guaranteed lifetime coverage. Your insurance can never be canceled. Just pay your premiums. Guaranteed lifetime rate lock. Your rate can never increase. It's locked in as soon as you're covered and stays the same for the rest of your life. With guarantees like these, it's no surprise the $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life insurance.
Now don't forget to wear your good suit tonight. And please call about the $9.95 plan today while it's on your mind, okay?
Call now for free information.
Call 1-800-505-7613 for free information and your free beneficiary planner. No obligation. 1-800-505-7613. That's 1-800-505-7613. Call now.
Well, take a look at this. Drone lights created a spectacle in the skies over Chile last night, giving residents a spectacular show. 200 drones were launched all at once over the capital of Santiago. They were flown some 1,000 feet in the air to form iconic Chilean figures such as the national flag, Easter Island stone statues, and the condor. Organizers urged the public to enjoy the display from the safety of their homes and apartments. Due to the pandemic, the show was put on by the Bank of Chile. It's unbelievable how they do that.
It is amazing how they do that, yeah. We could do something around here like that, Dana, especially today.
Yeah.
Skies are crystal clear.
Exactly. When we have this nice clear sky, we could just get together a gaggle of drones and put on a show.
It's only 29 degrees, is that what you said? It feels warmer than that today.
It really feels nice because we don't have as much of a breeze and we have the sunshine. So you take out the wind, it doesn't get too bad outside. Unfortunately, it's not going to be quite as comfortable by the end of the week. We'll take a closer look at your full 10-day right after the break.
The Lynx device stops reflux by using magnets to strengthen the muscle at the end of the esophagus, and this prevents acid from flowing from the stomach back into the esophagus.
Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Dirt's gonna fly at the Alliant Energy Center. The Monsters of Destruction, February 4th and 5th at 7:30 and the 6th at 2 p.m. Top monster trucks including Laminator, War Wizard, and Crazy Train, along with the insane action of freestyle motocross. Every ticket includes a pit pass for the pit party with drivers and riders, plus go for a ride in a monster truck. Get tickets and details at monstersofdestruction.com. Get ripped up. The Monsters of Destruction, February 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $750 bonus cash. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Winter in Wisconsin means snow, blustering winds, and sub-zero temperatures. Will your insulation keep your home warm? Fry Construction can always help. We're your roofing and insulation pros. We'll find cracks and air pathways in your insulation that are letting in the icy cold and hindering your comfort. With our thermal imaging and our cutting-edge insulation techniques, you'll be sure that your home will be warm and energy efficient for many years to come. Visit fryconstruction.com today and prepare your home for the long winter.
Guys, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, Peak Performance for Men has a natural solution that can help you today. That's right. Stop wasting money on pills and inferior technology that hurts and just masks your ED. Fix it for good. The best part, our ED treatment is non-invasive, painless, and you can get back to your natural functionability after just a few short in-office sessions. Call us today and mention this ad, and your initial consultation is free. We are Madison's trusted specialist and only national erectile dysfunction provider. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Schwab, General Surgeon at Stoughton Health. If you suffer from reflux, please join us for our upcoming seminar on the Lynx device, a new and innovative treatment to stop reflux.
Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
So right now we have temperatures in the upper 20s, and I think Susan's right. It just doesn't feel quite as cold. Again, we don't have the breeze coming through, and we have some sunshine, and we're pretty close to average for January. It does look like tomorrow will stay pretty close to average. Still cold outside, but not as bad as what we'll be seeing by the end of the week. Some flurries and drizzle possible late in the day on Tuesday, and then temperatures will fall during the day on Wednesday, leading to bitterly cold overnight lows early Thursday morning and throughout the day on Thursday. Those wind chills staying below zero. Right now, our Doppler track pretty quiet throughout the state and into northern Illinois. We've had a few light flurries to the north, but in general, things staying mostly dry. This will be the scene for another about 20 minutes or so. Some sun coming through before the sun does set, and our temperatures drop a bit more overnight. We'll start off the day tomorrow with overnight low temperatures in the upper teens. For tomorrow afternoon, highs will be in the mid-30s with the possibility to see some flurries or even some drizzle coming through for us. There it is in the late afternoon and evening. Heading into Wednesday, temperatures in the low teens early in the day, and then those temps will fall through the afternoon. We'll be sliding through the single digits, dropping down close to zero to start off the day on Thursday, and those overnight wind chills Thursday morning will be well below zero, with wind chills staying below zero throughout the afternoon. So Thursday, an alert day now, definitely a day that you'll want to stay bundled up early on in the day, and again even into the afternoon and evening, as those temperatures and wind chills will still stay in a pretty chilly spot. In general, our temperature trend in our 6 to 10 day outlook pulling below average for us for much of the East Coast. A little warmer trend well off to the west, and that really anchors into the end of the month. We're still likely going to trend below average for much of the state, really. So colder air expected. For tomorrow, highs in the mid-30s. It will be cloudy outside, a little milder though. We'll add on a few more degrees. Our breeze about 8 to 15 miles per hour, with that small chance for a flurry or an isolated drizzle spot passing through later on in the day as we look towards that cooling event passing for Wednesday and heading into Thursday. For Wednesday, high temperatures will be in the mid-teens early on, and then will fall down below zero for us heading into Thursday morning, or in Thursday afternoon, highs in the single digits. A mostly sunny sky, but with the breeze factored in, wind chills will stay below zero throughout the day on Thursday. A few flurry chances for us for the start off the weekend on Saturday. Otherwise, as we head into next week, notice we're still holding on to that cold below average trend. Temperature-wise, we're in the teens for afternoon highs. Overnight lows will stay pretty steady close to zero, with wind chills dropping back below that. So we fall back to that colder pattern. So hopefully you're able to get outside and enjoy the sunshine today, or at least maybe tomorrow. You'll have another opportunity to see temperatures in the mid-30s, guys, before it does get a little colder outside for a while.
And no snowstorms in sight at all.
Not right now, no. A few opportunities for some light flurries, but you're right, not having to do any heavy snow lifting for us right now.
It's all out east.
It is, yes.
Good day today to get out and enjoy it. All right, Dana, thank you. Tennis great Chris Evert has revealed she is battling ovarian cancer.
The 67-year-old lost her younger sister to the disease nearly 2 years ago.
Elise Preston has more.
Tennis Hall of Famer Chris Everett says she feels very lucky her ovarian cancer was caught early. In a statement, the 67-year-old said she wanted to share her stage 1 diagnosis and the story behind it as a way to help others. She says she expects positive results from her chemotherapy plan.
Because we don't have an effective screening mechanism, most women are diagnosed at advanced stages, and that means like stage 3 or 4. So to have a cancer diagnosed at stage 1, that's actually really fortunate for her.
Dr. Cher Lewin with Holy Name Medical Center in New Jersey is not involved in Everett's care. She says in the cases she has seen, knowing family history is critical. Everett's younger sister, Jeannie, died from ovarian cancer in 2020. Everett, who works at ESPN, told the network her cancer was discovered during a hysterectomy in December after a test showed she had a concerning variant of the BRCA gene, like her sister.
Women that have BRCA or BRCA mutations in their family are very high risk for ovarian and breast cancers.
Dr. Lewin says it's also important to know the signs and symptoms of ovarian cancer, including abdominal or pelvic pain, bloating, trouble eating or feeling full quickly, and urgent or frequent need to urinate.
If women are experiencing these symptoms really on a repetitive basis, they definitely need to be evaluated and have imaging. We've actually learned that these ovarian cancers are often festering for about 5 years before they're clinically diagnosed.
Everett also told ESPN women should be their own advocate, know their family history, and have awareness of their body. Elise Preston, CBS News.
And the American Cancer Society estimates more than 19,000 women will be diagnosed with ovarian cancer this year, and nearly 13,000 women will die from the disease. Well, coming up next on Live at 4, we'll tell you the story about a luxurious Japanese berry growing indoors in New York.
And then coming up next hour at 5, the Chandler-Halderson trial restarts tomorrow. If you missed anything along the way, we have a quick recap before tomorrow begins.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists and has helped over 1 million people. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Suicide.
Suicide.
What can you do to help someone?
Program these numbers into your phone.
Helpline is free therapy available 24/7.
Or download these free apps to your phone that you can customize just for you.
If you thought about suicide, don't be too proud to ask for help.
The suicide will only pass the pain you are feeling onto your family and loved ones.
Get help.
Get help.
Get help.
Clog their defenses.
Sir, yes, sir. Charge!
Combat leaves debris and damage to your home and property all year round with a solution you can get and forget. LeafGuard is the only gutter system guaranteed never to clog, whatever the weather. Call 1-833-LEAFGUARD today for a free in-home estimate and get a $50 gift card. Defend your gutters from clogs forever with LeafGuard. Call 1-833-LEAFGUARD today.
Have you seen those small
careful with
the... Sorry, Missy.
Excuse me, could we...
Excuse me, I was wondering, could we...
Finding the right person for the job isn't always easy. But when you have an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can give you personalized advice and could help you save hundreds.
Who wants some dress shirts?
For expert help with all your insurance needs, get to know your local Geico agent today.
Getting your COVID test results is taking way longer than expected. Tonight at 5, we're digging for answers to find out what's causing the delays.
Temperatures will be a little milder tomorrow. A strong cold front will drop temperatures on Wednesday to bitterly cold levels on Thursday when an alert day is in the forecast. My forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, the Halderson trial is set to resume tomorrow. Tonight we'll recap the last week and a half of testimony.
Here's a live look at downtown Madison. Very nice winter afternoon here in Mad City.
Sun's still up?
Yeah, the sun is still up. No wind, sunshine, relatively mild. Not bad.
Just wait.
Well, yeah, that's right. We'll take it, though, for today. Strawberries can be found, of course, in just about any supermarket, but one that is native to Japan is celebrated for its unique taste and texture.
And now one company is growing it indoors near New York City.
Tarika Duncan visited the world's largest indoor vertical strawberry farm where she got to taste the very expensive berry.
Ruby red, fragrant, and full of flavor. These omakase strawberries, grown naturally in the foothills of the Japanese Alps, are unlike any others in the world. But thanks to a company now blending technology with indoor farming, our journey to find the berries ended at a warehouse in Kearney, New Jersey.
The key to producing these strawberries was how well we can recreate that same environment here in New Jersey.
Hiroki Koga is the CEO of Oishi, the Japanese word for tasty.
Even in the Japanese Alps, the climate conditions change every day. As for here, we can control every aspect of the climate.
They asked me what size I wanted. I said medium. Fashionable.
Achieving that rare bite of perfection without chemicals requires painstaking diligence. I suited up and took an air shower before entering the farm. Julie Noyce manages the operation here.
I always say the strawberries don't sleep, neither do we. The harvest has to happen every day because there's a perfect ripeness.
The sweetness level is just not comparable to anything that's available. We wanted to validate that, other people can also taste the difference. So what we did was we knocked on doors of Michelin star restaurants in Manhattan.
As soon as you open the package, it's like this explosion of aroma in your face.
Neil Harden is executive chef at ABCV in New York.
They have like a really delicate sort of velvety texture, and they basically just melt in your mouth. We use them kind of like we would any extra special ingredient.
An 8-pack of berries costs $50, at least 10 times more than the average pack, and there's a wait list to purchase them. So how do they taste?
It is good.
What do you
It's
think
very
of
good.
it?
It's sweeter.
Tarika Duncan, CBS News, Kearney, New Jersey.
And Koga says he's now working to get the price down, and strawberries are just the beginning. He's raised more than $50 million in investment funds with plans to open new farms in more cities. He says the next crop will be tomatoes. It's about $6 a piece.
I'd love to try one.
I would too. Well, there's more to come at 4. It was a scary weekend at the box office.
Let's just say it was a scream. Film critic Will Loper has the numbers, and he also has suggestions on what to watch and stream when Live at 4 continues.
Another Buzzed in a Madison Money Minute. Now you know this friendly face because this is the second time you're back. Matt Cutlin of Midwest Financial Group. So during this post-holiday New Year time of year, we really want to start thinking of your financial health as possibly a resolution.
Well, people make New Year's resolutions. It's really easy to think about that as it applies to your body, but finances and stressing about finances or not stressing about finances is a really big thing for people. And so I think you treat it the same way you would your health. And people will go have an annual checkup at a doctor. I think having an annual checkup on your finances would be a wise move.
I love that analogy. And you're available for checkups, right? You're taking new patients.
I guess call me a doctor in that regard.
So winter is also another great time for really planning for some maybe unexpected financial situations that could arise.
Well, I mean, you think about it. You have your home, and you plan for what if the furnace goes out, and you've got the car. What if you need a jump start? Your finances are the same way. Your retirement planning, things are going to unexpectedly come up. So having a plan, working on thinking through that ahead of time so that you're not caught off guard can go a long way.
This is such an exciting time of year because I always feel like it's a possibility for a new start. Maybe you're thinking about retirement. Maybe you want to just make sure everything's in order. Right now is the time to really figure out what your plan is.
Well, we always say that the best time to do a financial plan is today. The next best time is tomorrow. The next best time is the third day after that. Knowing about what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, and then positioning yourself sooner rather than later is really important.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. You can call Dr. Matt and make an appointment at his clinic, Midwest Financial Group. I'm Emmy Fink from Hilldale, and you are buzzed into
Madison.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need, and we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Women are living longer than ever before with Kisqali when taken with an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant in postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
Still seeing a sea of green for us throughout Dane County. East and west battle of the Beltline, no major delays. And actually downtown Madison looks pretty smooth for us this evening. As we look into Rock County right now, 39 and 90 north and southbound right now. Also pretty smooth. From the Beltline to Janesville, still at 25 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Middleton to Stock City, and downtown to Sun Prairie, an 18-minute drive this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. It's time for Potentially Yours here on Live at 4.
This week's featured pet is Esther. She's an 11-year-old sweetheart, independent senior lady with some spunk. Esther can be playful. She also likes attention, but on her own terms. Other cats and dogs make Esther uncomfortable, so she'd prefer not to share her humans with other kittens or pups. Esther's been at the shelter a little longer than we'd like, so she is a member of the Lonely Hearts Club. A generous donor has covered Esther's adoption fee, so she's yours for free.
The Dane County Humane Society is teaming up with Mounds Pet Food Warehouse to hold a microchip clinic. It's from 3 to 5 tomorrow. Microchipping helps reunite lost pets with their owners, and it's especially helpful if the pet loses its collar and ID tag. Head to Mounds. It's at 2110 South Stoughton Road in Madison. To learn more about microchips and to get your pet microchipped, chip prices are $25 for cats, $40 for dogs. For more information, go to giveshelter.org/events, or you can visit DCHS's Facebook page.
All right, the featured pet from 2 weeks ago.
With the great ears.
Buster the dog has gone home with a family to the surprise of no one.
Oh, that is such good news. Those ears are so great.
He's a crazy guy.
If you're interested in adopting or checking out any of the animals at the Dane County Humane Society, go to giveshelter.org or call 838-0413 to set up an appointment.
Well, about 100 horses jumped through bonfires in a purification ceremony last night during Spanish Festival of Las Luminarias. The traditional nighttime celebration takes place in St. Bartholomew's every January 16th. On the eve of St. Anthony's Day, that's Spain's patron saint of animals, revelers rode their horses through the narrow cobblestone streets, which, according to tradition, purifies the animals with the smoke and flames of the bonfires for the coming year. Well, Spider-Man finally got spooked at the box office over the weekend.
Here's film critic Will Loper with the latest numbers.
Hey, Mark and Susan. Spidey is finally dethroned from #1 at the box office. And all it took was a 25-year-old horror franchise to do it. Scream 5, or just Scream, made an impressive debut with $30.6 million.
What's your favorite scary movie?
The Scream series began in 1996 with Sidney Prescott, played by Neve Campbell, being stalked by a killer in a ghost mask.
It's just, what's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
The series was marked for its self-referential script, calling attention to the cliches of the genre.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
And that continued in the following sequels.
The way I see it, someone's out to make a sequel. You know, cash in on all the movie murder hoopla. So it's our job to observe the rules of the sequel.
And this new Scream picks right up with commentary on keeping long-running franchises alive.
There's certain rules to surviving.
The plot is the same as the other four. Someone new is wearing the ghost face mask, and our heroes have to find out who it is.
I've seen this movie before.
Not this movie.
Fans of the horror genre will be satisfied, and if nothing else, it's nice to check back in with the Scream characters we know and love, Sidney, Dewey, and Gale.
I've been through this a lot.
On streaming services, new on HBO Max is the series Peacemaker.
I thought you were in prison for life.
I work for the government.
Post office?
You think they'd let me out of prison to deliver mail?
I don't know. It's the first government job I could think of.
John Cena returns as the anti-hero from James Gunn's The Suicide Squad.
2 jerks in costumes and a couple of rejects.
It's like a real team out there.
Also new on HBO Max is the series Somebody Somewhere.
I lost my sister 6 months ago.
Yeah, I keep trying to go through her stuff and I get kind of stuck.
Hey! It's a little bit early to be doing that, isn't it?
It's 12:30.
Bridget Everett plays a Kansas woman who moves back to her hometown and doesn't know where she fits in. But she finds purpose in singing.
I haven't done this for a long time.
And returning this Friday for the first half of its final season is Ozark.
Omar Navarro wants to cut a deal with the FBI.
What would it take?
More than he's willing to give.
Do this and you are free of your obligation to me.
Jason Bateman and Laura Linney return as the money-laundering Marty and Wendy Bird in the crime saga. And streaming on Apple TV Plus Friday is the 1980s reboot you never knew you needed, Fraggle Rock, Back to the Rock.
Tell us in song. I thought you'd never ask.
It's not long before everything in the world gets a reboot. For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
Well, I'm excited about Ozark returning.
Fraggle Rock and Ozark. That's both ends of the spectrum.
Something for everyone, as they say. All right, love a final check of your forecast.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
When you're remodeling your plumbing, turn to RHD. We're family-owned and committed to getting the job done right the first time. Reducing the spread of germs is very important, especially now. It's time to think about automatic and touchless plumbing. These new faucets give you a sleek, modern look while keeping you healthy and conserving water. Hand-waving sensors reduce germs, and your virtual voice assistant can help you determine the water temperature and how much to use. Reliable, honest, dedicated. RHD Plumbing, a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Keeping them safe and healthy, it's our #1 job. So even though we've all heard that the COVID-19 vaccine is safe for kids, we still have questions. That's why our family decided to get the facts on the COVID-19 vaccine for kids right away. And to keep taking simple safety steps as we learn more. Help your kids stay safe and in school. Learn more at dhs.wi.gov/COVID-19/parents.
No matter what you do, who you are, or how much money you earn, when it comes to doing taxes, don't go it alone. Jackson Hewitt Tax Pros will make certain you don't miss out on a single deduction. Get the biggest refund you deserve at Jackson Hewitt.
The Halderson trial is set to resume tomorrow. Tonight, we'll recap the last week and a half of testimony. And an urgent call for volunteers. Who's asking for help and what you can do to assist them. We'll see you at 6.
News 3 Now and St. Vincent de Paul are collecting new and gently used blankets for our neighbors in need. You can drop them off at any Dane County St. Vincent de Paul store or participating area churches the last weekend in January. Thank you for your generosity.
Well, today was sunny and seasonably cold. We do have an alert day in the forecast now for Thursday and Thursday night. That's going to be our next opportunity to see temperatures below 0 and wind chills staying below 0 throughout the day. We'll be right back.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Fixed. No charge.
Ah, that's my son. He always takes care of his mama.
Ooh, what's up with Granny's casserole?
It's for after your Uncle Joe's funeral. My brother didn't have a life insurance policy.
I hear there's a collection to help Aunt Adele.
Yeah, a funeral costs north of $9,000 these days. That's a hefty bill for family to pay if there's no life insurance check to help.
Wow. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Which reminds me, I've been meaning to tell you, I got that $9.95 plan from Colonial Penn. I'm on a fixed income, so price is important.
The life insurance on TV.
Just $9.95 a month to help you pay my funeral expenses. What about your family, son? You've got a wife and kids, and a grandson living with you now, too.
Maybe I should get the $9.95 plan, too. Thing is, this has been a rough year for my business, Ma. Money's tight. Still, for $9.95 a month, I don't have a good excuse, do I?
I'm Jonathan for Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. If you're age 50 to 85, just $9.95 a month buys whole life insurance with guaranteed acceptance. You cannot be turned down for any health reason. There are no health questions. Guaranteed lifetime coverage. Your insurance can never be canceled. Just pay your premiums. Guaranteed lifetime rate lock. Your rate can never increase. It's locked in as soon as you're covered and stays the same for the rest of your life. With guarantees like these, it's no surprise the $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life insurance.
Now don't forget, wear your good suit tonight. And please call about the $9.95 plan today while it's on your mind, okay?
Call now for free information.
Call 1-800-505-7613 for free information and your free beneficiary planner. No obligation. 1-800-505-7613. That's 1-800-505-7613. Call now.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Well, this will get you thinking about spring. We were just talking to Dana. We're halfway through winter now, meteorologically speaking. In today's final touch, tulips on a canal boat in Amsterdam.
What could be more Dutch? The start of the tulip growing season was marked in the Netherlands with a giveaway of thousands of bouquets. The boats meandered through Amsterdam's World Heritage listed waterways, hanging out bouquets to members of the public. The event is held each year to celebrate the start of the growing season for the iconic flowers, a major export product for Dutch farmers. Normally, organizers set up a flower garden in front of the Royal Palace in the central Dam Square, but that would attract crowds, and large public gatherings are still restricted here due to COVID. So organizers are playing it safe by passing out the tulips on the canals.
Boy, is that a beautiful sight.
It is such a beautiful city as well. Can't wait to get back someday. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.